Hi, this is Jake Mize from Victoriam Solutions. I'm the field service team lead. Today we're going to cover a very powerful feature of field service lightning, which is schedule optimization. We'll talk about what schedule optimization is, creating scheduling policies, creating work rules and service objectives, applying scheduling policies, and setting up and running optimization jobs. Schedule optimization is a tool that generates an optimal schedule according to set policies for your service resources. There are three types of optimization. Global optimization, which allows you to optimize your team's schedule for one or more service territories across a specified range of days. You can configure this type of optimization to run regularly, for example, every evening, or you can run it manually as needed. Global optimization is the most thorough and powerful type of optimization and therefore takes the most time to complete. In-day optimization allows you to resolve last-minute schedule issues by rapidly optimizing your team's schedule for one or more service territories on the day of service. And the last type is resource optimization. This is when you optimize an individual service resources schedule for the day of service. There are a couple of other features that involve optimization. The first is relevance groups. Relevance group is a group of service appointments or service territory members that require their own work rules or service objectives. For example, you can use relevance groups to enforce your company policy on breaks and travel time for full-time versus part-time employees. Another feature that utilizes optimization is scheduling recipes. These recipes allow you to configure what happens if an appointment is canceled, finishes early, or runs long. For example, if an appointment is completed early, a recipe can automatically run and update the resources schedule to preserve that time. We'll revisit these towards the end of the webinar with a quick demonstration of optimization. Scheduling policies are rules and objectives that define the parameters around which the optimizer runs. An example of a work rule is active resources. This rule should be in every policy as it tells optimizer to only try to schedule a service appointment on active resources. Service objectives weight each objective to indicate its importance. Each appointment assignment is scored from 0 to 100 depending on the weighting of that object. An example of a service objective is ASAP, or as soon as possible. This objective measures the ability to schedule an appointment as soon as possible. However, an ASAP objective can contradict other objectives. For example, scheduling an appointment as soon as possible can result in more travel time. Field Service Lightning comes with 4 standard scheduling policies. These are Customer First, which balances customer service with minimal travel. High Intensity, which is typically used in times of high service volumes. Soft Boundaries, which is similar to the Customer First policy, but allows service resources capability to work between different territories. And Emergency, which is used with emergency chatter action to dispatch emergency service appointments. This specific policy and action can be used if a customer calls and needs a technician on site immediately. For example, if a pipe bursts in their home and they need someone on site to help repair so their house doesn't flood. Scheduling policies can be applied at multiple locations. In the field service settings, you can apply the policies to a global optimization job, global actions such as book appointment, candidates, or emergency. You also build your scheduling policies and apply, you also build your scheduling recipes and apply the policy under field service settings. On the dispatcher console, you can apply a policy to in-day optimization and resource schedule optimization. Policies also have other parameters besides work rules and service objectives. You can decide if a change that occurs while the optimization is running is committed or rejected. Fix overlaps can be enabled, which allows the optimization to remove overlapping appointments. And you can define if this policy is available for in-day optimization, which we discussed earlier. On the right, you can see the candidate global action working. It is showing that James is the best resource for the job, and the different slots available are weighted based on our defined service objectives. Now we're at the point where we can run an optimization job. As mentioned before, this can be done in the dispatcher console or under field service settings. From here, you can also exclude statuses. When creating a job, you can set the territories you want to include, the number of days you want to optimize, determine the scheduling policy, set this frequency or specific time, and then activate. Now we're going to create an in-day optimization request to see how it works. Here on the Gantt, we can see we've got multiple jobs in different stages, such as scheduled, in progress, and dispatched. We also have some jobs that aren't scheduled yet. We can see that our work time is 69 hours, and our average travel time is 39 minutes. So we're going to click the Optimize button and let the engine work. We're going to select each territory that we want the optimization to run in, and we're going to include the appointments between February 24th and February 26th. The policy that we're using is customer first. As we discussed earlier, this is one location that you can apply scheduling policy, and we're not going to filter the services. Now we're going to optimize. Global optimization, for in-day optimization, this takes a couple of moments. So we'll wait for this to run. Global optimization can take quite a bit longer as it is looking up to potentially billions of combinations to determine the best route. This is determined by the number of service appointments, number of service territories, and number of service resources. Individual resource optimization runs much quicker as well, as it is only for that day and that specific resource. As we can see, for each territory, we can see the progress for the optimization. Now that this has ran, we'll look back up at our work time and our travel time. We can see that now we are working 79 hours instead of 69, and our average travel time has decreased from 39 minutes to 20 minutes. However, let's say that one of our technicians finishes their job early. We'll go to Jenny Campo. We'll right click and we'll manually complete their job for them. If you remember, we talked about scheduling recipes earlier. There's currently on it to take an action if a job finishes early. So now we can see the optimizer is trying to find a better schedule for Jenny so that her day remains full of work. However, for Jenny, it could not find any other schedules that matched up with hers and her territory. Thank you so much for viewing this webinar today. I'll hand it back over to Linda for any questions.
Okay.